In prison, lots of people run up debt, whether it's for gambling or food or drugs or whatever they're into. They often end up in a situation where they can't pay. So some guys will get on the phone and call home and say, hey, will you please pay this guy, or else like they're going to do something to me, but acting as if it's not their fault or they didn't create the situation. Not everybody has that option, though. A lot of guys don't have anybody to call, or if they do, the person they call doesn't have the resources to cover the debt. So some debt collectors or drug dealers use violence or the threat of violence, but ultimately if a person doesn't have the money to pay, threatening them doesn't make them have the money to pay. So there was one guy who would go buy up people's debt as long as that person was committed to changing, and then he would work with them to get the money paid. So sometimes he would teach them a new hustle, he would buy them art supplies so they could do art, or they could do cards, or they could do crafts, but he would give them some way to make money so that they could pay him back. Sometimes this worked out really well and changed people's lives, and other times it didn't work out at all and he never got his money back. But it was nice to see somebody give guys a chance when they hadn't been at their best, and also empowering them and teaching them so they could do better.
You hear people say this all the time. You cannot look at other people's lives on social media and compare it to yours. But they don't ever give examples. I'm going to give you an example of why you can't do that.
I have probably just under $1 million in debt.
How much of that is a mortgage?
The mortgage, about 210.
So you have $600,000 in what?
335 student loans.
You have $300,000 of credit cards and personal loans?
And about 136,000 in credit cards, 44,000 personal loans, and 35,000 car loans.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay. So what in the world?
We're both a bit scared, and
you should be. You guys have been living, you've been living at about 10x where you're going to get to live for the next 3 years.
People are in debt. Like, these debt companies don't survive off of nothing. And you're looking at somebody who's going on a vacation in Hawaii. You're looking at somebody who, a couple that had a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 wedding. You're looking at all these other people, and they are in crippling debt. And they're not telling you that on Instagram. They're not telling anybody that. You cannot compare your life to someone else. Don't do it. It's a trap.
Let me give you my story in 60 seconds, right? So I grew up with a lot of financial trauma. I always thought that I could never buy anything. I always had to put my bills first. I always felt like I was in lack mode. And the biggest takeaway I realized was that I'm not, and I am in control. And this is what I tell everybody, my students, whoever, my followers. As long as you are getting a paycheck, you can save. You can pay off debt. One of my biggest testimonies is the fact that, one, I realized that, but two, those bags right there, right? I always wanted those bags, but I always felt it's not going to be for me. I can't have that, yada, yada, yada. No, that's not true. The bags are sitting right there. You can save. You can pay off debt. It's possible. Why would it not be? And the minute I told myself, I can do it, you work towards it, and I did it. You can do it, girl. Like, you can do it.
When was somebody gonna tell me that if a platform takes money from you, non-existent money by the way, that it can still go through? I have Netflix and Disney Plus and Spotify and whatnot, and every time they try and take money and I don't have money, it will always say like it's been declined, like update your payment methods. But HelloFresh took it. Money I didn't have, gone. I'm negative $111. I'm in debt to HelloFresh. Why? And like, I completely forgot that I even had them because my sister buys HelloFresh and we did that, like, get a free box if you sign up for free. So we did that because we were all broke. So I signed up and got a free box, right? And then forgot. That's my bad, but still. I got bills to pay. I gotta pay my Netflix and my online shopping. My items have been in there for like over a month. I gotta pay that. I just didn't know that you can still take out money when it's not there, and it will say pending. Why didn't the bank stop them? Huh? Why didn't they stop them and say, no, if you do that, they'll be in debt? I'm in debt to HelloFresh. Not student loan. No, not student loan. HelloFresh. Is that a thing? Can people still take out money when it's not there? I just didn't know because, like, Netflix, when I don't have money, will tell me that I don't have money. Like, thank you, Netflix. Round of applause. Thank you for stating the obvious, but HelloFresh, you didn't do that. I mean, I know I don't have money, and so did you, but you still took it. Anyways, I canceled my membership, but oh, I just cannot. The food better be bomb when it comes here.
Hi, my name is Paige, and I am an Afterpay addict. So let's go through some retail therapy together, right? We're gonna address all of this, and if it was really worth putting on Afterpay. So as you can see, at the moment, $741 owed, and I don't have a job. Probably why it's on Afterpay, but that's no excuse. It's the next 15 days problem. So starting at the top here, we have Sephora. I bought makeup, shocker. Kmart was all my house decorations, so like, why not chuck it on Afterpay? Shein, I really did not need to make that transaction, but I wanted one of those like hair bottle things, but I didn't want to pay the proper price. And I got a few other things. Mecca, again, makeup, didn't need the makeup, but I wanted it. LSKD, that was my water bottle, needed that one. And then Glassons, I think I bought this top actually. I mean, $10. Like, it's basically free. This is the thing, once it's broken down, it's basically free, and that's why I'm addicted. Princess Polly, I bought some shoes, like, come on. And then Coco and Arc, I actually made 2 transactions on the same day for this price. Like a little small business that I found on TikTok. I love it. I'm still waiting on my order. Can't wait. You know what? While we're here, let's go all the way down into the history of January 4th, 2022, where it all started. I really liked my Glassons and Cotton On because those ones are racking up there. Holy shit, $223. What was I doing? I'm well aware that Afterpay is not good for me, and it will put me in debt one day. But like, I'll be lying in bed, I'm like, I really want this pair of shoes. I'm pretty sure I only have like $200 on my Afterpay. Check out. But no, I have $741 I owe. All jokes aside, this is how Afterpay gets you, right? It is just so easy and convenient. Like, do I want to put my bank details in on a website? No. But do I just Face ID my Afterpay and like magically the order comes to my house? Yes. Also, I have a theory, okay? And I'm probably very wrong, but this is how I justify it, right? I'm giving Afterpay my debit card details, and then they're paying for it, and I'm paying them back. Therefore, if my bank details get scammed, isn't it on Afterpay? I'm not paying for it initially, it's Afterpay. Therefore, I feel like my details just can't get stolen. Somebody stitch this video if you have a higher total owing on Afterpay, because I genuinely want to see. I doubt that mine's very high. It's the highest I've probably had it at, but I want to see who's got the highest.
On my 22nd birthday, I was $40,000 in debt. So, here's my story. I never really knew what I wanted to do with my life, so I just, took the finance route. I ended up going to Florida State University for college, spent around 2 years there, and then decided I wanted to do Amazon FBA. Now, if you don't know what Amazon FBA is, it's just buying, things from retail stores like Nike or Walmart and then reselling them on Amazon for a profit at scale. And just for clarification, you could make $20,000 a month in sales on Amazon, but that means you're making roughly, 10% of that. So $2,000 profit per month. But that's not the point of this story. So after doing Amazon for a couple of months, I ran it up a good amount. And I was selling probably $40,000 to $60,000 per month on Amazon, meaning I was making around $4,000 to $7,000 in profit per month. And while you may not think that's a lot for someone who's 21 years old. But eventually, the outside of the business looked really good and the inside looked horrible. I was taking loans, I was buying inventory on credit cards in the hopes that it would pay off, right? I don't recommend you do that. Eventually, I hit a brick wall and I ended up in over $40,000 of debt. I had a little social media following at the time, but this really made me rethink everything, and I took a couple months off just to reflect. And if you don't believe me, here are some texts to prove that I was over $40,000 in debt. I owed this guy $16,000. He gave me a loan. I owed Capital One $13,000 and I owed Amex $12,000. So that's a little over $40,000 at $41,000. And you know, as a 21-year-old, that seemed really suffocating, like I couldn't breathe. So after I took around 4 or 5 months off, I decided I need to get back into it. So I bought a course on a credit card. I know, not a smart move, but you know, it ended up paying off. It was a copywriting course that I paid $700 for. I ended up getting my first client 12 days after finishing it, right? And the client was paying me $1,500 a month, so I made that money back. Some of the bad inventory that I bought finally checked in, and although I lost a bunch of money on it, I still, you know, got by with like 15 grand. So at this point, it was around August of 2023 of this year, and I still had like a little over $20,000 left. And this is debt. Like this is not a joke. This is not something I can pay monthly. It's debt that I owe that's incurring interest. And this is exactly when I decided to go all in, because that 20 grand wasn't going to pay off itself and I needed to work for it. So I dedicated every single hour of every single day to sending cold DMs on Twitter and Instagram, to getting new clients, to getting, you know, some money so I can finally pay this off. So from August to October, I made around $17,000, and right after the first week of December, like 10 days in, I'm going to be paying off the last $3,000 of my debt. And I know I can't feel the gratification yet because I haven't done it, but when I wire that money, I am going to feel so free. It's going to be indescribable. If you're interested in content like this, I'm going to be sharing a lot more in my story and what I do day to day and, you know, all about me. So go follow me if you haven't already. And I appreciate you watching this video if you're still here.